So you're trying to figure out how to rank your videos in YouTube search? Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you step by step exactly what you need to focus on if you want to rank your videos #1, get more views, and grow a highly profitable YouTube channel. So you definitely want to stick with me all the way through this video so you don't miss anything. Now, my name is Rakeem Addison, and with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump right into today's content. All right, so we're inside of the YouTube studio. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to an incognito browser so I can show you that what I'm going to be teaching you is something that I've done time and time again, and I really understand what I'm doing. And I only want to learn from somebody who's actually doing what they're going to be teaching me. Now, if you agree with that, let me know down below. Say I agree 100% or something along those lines. All right, so let's go over here and go to the incognito browser. And once I do this, like I said, you're going to be getting accurate results. I'm not logged in. It's not going to be skewed information or anything like that. So let's go over here and start off with this keyword. So how does the YouTube algorithm work, right? So we're going to go ahead and click on that. Okay, so you can see this gets 1,300 searches a month according to keywords everywhere. So you can see right here, I'm ranking #1 for this, and I put this out 1 week ago. Now, you may look at this and say, okay, well, you have a very small channel. How are you able to outrank people who have way more authority and way more views? It's just how you craft your video, your metadata. We're going to get into all of that stuff as we're continuing to go throughout this video. So I'm showing you a couple more. So how to title your YouTube videos. I think it's how to title, yeah, that one right there. How to title your videos to get more views. Okay, so boom, you can see I'm ranking #1 for that particular keyword. And once again, small channel outranking people who have way more authority and way more views. Okay, so one more and then we're gonna get into how this whole process actually works. So how to script a YouTube video. Oh, can't spell today. YouTube video, how to script a YouTube video. All right, so let's see where we're ranking for that. Okay, so we are ranking #2 for that specific keyword. Once again, same thing applies. So now that you can see that, you know, the person that's teaching you is actually getting the results, let's get into how it all works. All right, so let's go ahead and click off of this. All right, so we're back in the YouTube studio, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to a tool that I use called Morning Fame. Now, if you see, when you see me using this tool, if you enjoy what you see, I'll put a link down below and you can pick this up. You can get a free 30 days to try it out. And if you like it, you can keep it, right? I've had this tool for about, what, 3.5, almost 4 years now, and I've continued to use it, and it's really helped in my YouTube journey. All right, so let's go down a little bit, and we're gonna take the same video, the first video I showed you, how does the YouTube algorithm work, and I'm gonna go through my exact formula here in this video. Okay, so one of the first things we want to focus on is the metadata, right? So your title, your description, and your tags. Now I'm gonna break down, and I've done this before when I went over my YouTube description formula in another video, but what I'm going to do is I'll link that up if you want to watch that after you watch this video. But for now, we're going to go over the formula. All right. So first things first, when it comes to my title, I'm going to give YouTube what they actually want, which is the actual keyword that I'm trying to rank for. The second part of my title is literally going to be something that's going to want to make people click. So if you see how does the YouTube algorithm works, you never heard this, right? So I'm trying to say, hey, you never heard the information that I'm going to be sharing with you here in this video, right? With the way that I broke that down. And if you want to check that video out, you can go ahead and click the card that pops up above. So now that's the title. That's one of my title formulas. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the description. Now this is the most important part when it comes to your metadata. All right, so I'm gonna scroll this down a little bit so you can see the entire description. Now the first thing I do with my descriptions is I make sure I have my title. That's just what I do. Okay, now the next part, I make sure I have my call to action, and I make sure that it's a relevant call to action, meaning whatever it is that I'm talking about in the video, that's what I want to have my call to action related to. And then in here is where it gets very important. So what I'm gonna do for this is I'm gonna go down to the little highlight tag. Now I like this feature because what it does is it shows you the density as far as your keywords. So your primary keywords and then your similar keywords. So you can see based on this highlight tag, you can see I have my keyword right here, and then I have my keyword one time in here, and then I have my keyword right here. Now the way that I go about doing my strategy strategy, I try to have my keyword, my primary keyword, in the description a minimum of 3 times. I typically never go over 3 times, and that works for me very, very well, which you have seen. All right. Now, another thing that I do is I use similar keywords. So not the exact keyword, because I don't want to stuff too many times. So after I use the main keyword 3 times, then I start to use these variations. So you can see understanding the YouTube algorithm. Then as we go down here, you're going to start to notice something. When you get down to the tags, you want to have your keyword that you're trying to rank for, and you already want to have your tags before you start writing your description, because what you're doing in your description is you're crafting out sentences by using your actual keywords. So you can see I use this one. That's why it has an underline on it. And then you can see I use understanding the YouTube algorithm. It also has an underline on it. And then you can see I also use YouTube algorithm. Okay. So now if you look into my description, let's just read a couple of lines. I might even read the whole thing just so you understand the concept. So in this video, I'm going to go over how does the YouTube algorithm work in 2021 and beyond. And I will cover how to get more views on YouTube by leveraging the machine learning system, which will allow you to start understanding the YouTube algorithm. And I will also share what to focus on as you continue to grow your YouTube channel, get more views, and build a raving community of fans who love and enjoy your content. So notice that actually makes sense, and it's not just me kind of just stuffing keywords to try to get my stuff to rank. That's how I was able to literally show up at the top. Now, of course, there's a couple of different factors that went into that, and we're going to get into that in a minute, but you have to make sure that you are extremely relevant when it comes to your metadata. Now, one thing I want to show you real quickly is we're going to go over to YouTube, and I'm just going to type in a random keyword, right? So give me a few seconds. Okay, so let's just type in a random one. How the YouTube algorithm, oh, I can't even spell today, rhythm works. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I want to show you something that most people don't pay attention to. Now, this is just one of the factors, but it works, right? This is how I consistently rank videos. So if you look up here where it says filters, I'm going to click on that. And then what you're going to notice, by default, YouTube sorts videos by relevance. So I love that over here in Morning Fame, I literally can see, okay, I have an A relevance with the title that I have. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you something. If I take "You Never Heard This" off, watch what happens. I bet my relevance score goes up. You see that? Now my relevance score is 97. So that lets you know. Now, of course, this is a tool, right? It's just kind of like a guide for you to use. But when I see that my relevance is that high, 9 times out of 10, I can almost guarantee that I'm gonna rank. Right now, that may not be for everybody, but the better you get when it comes to your YouTube search skill set, like ranking videos, you're gonna just start to see this, and you're just gonna be like, "Yep, I'm gonna go for that." And I in a way, I didn't know I was gonna rank for this particular keyword because it is a little bit competitive. As you can see, it got like 1,300 views, 1,300 searches per month. But I went for it anyway based on the fact that I understand that they rank it based off of relevancy. And then I knew that I had to make my thumbnail stand out, right? And I didn't want to mess up my formula by trying to put the exact title in the thumbnail. And this is the tip I want to give you for the thumbnail, because that's actually the next thing. So the first thing was metadata. The second thing is your thumbnail. Now, your thumbnail should tell the story to want to make people look at the title and eventually click. You never want to put the exact same title that you put for your, for your actual title on your thumbnail, because that's a little bit boring. You can do it. I have done it in the past here on this channel and on my other channel in the past, but what I found that works better is if you tell the story to want to make people look at the title, and then they have a decision to make. Okay, the title is on point, the thumbnail is on point, I'm going to click on this right now. Now, the next thing is what I call retention boosters. Now, retention boosters are going to be things that you do within your video that's going to want to make people continue to watch. So one of the most powerful things that I do when it comes to videos is I actually, in the beginning of my video, I ask a question, right? So in this video, so you're trying to figure out how to rank your videos in YouTube search. So I asked that question because in your brain, I want you to think, yeah, I want to learn how to rank videos in YouTube search. Then as we continue to go throughout videos, what I'll do sometimes is I'll do jump cuts, right? So I'll start cutting out air gaps. Like when I'm speaking, there may be like in between, there may be like some air gaps, and I'll get rid of those, and that'll clean up the video. Another thing you could do is you could actually use B-rolls. Okay, so B-roll is going to be like, let's say for instance, I'm talking about drones. I just happen to mention that somewhere in my content, and then I bring in a B-roll that's showing drones. Or I start talking about running a mile. Well, then I bring in like some people from like using like story blocks, and then I bring people in and I show you the visual as I'm actually going through it. And another thing that you could use is change of location. So I could be shooting right here, and then I could be shooting in my other office, or I could be shooting downstairs at the table. The key in this is to reset the person's eyes, which is going to want to make them watch longer. Another thing you could do is change of clothes. So I may have started with this shirt on, but then you may see another with me with another shirt on, or I may completely change the location and my wardrobe, right? So it's different ways that you can reset the eyes of the people that are going to be watching your videos. So one thing you got to understand is you have to nail down on your metadata. Make sure your thumbnail tells a story that makes them want to click to look at the title and then click. And then you also want to throw in your retention boosters, which is going to make you stay ranked, because you can get ranked, but then you can lose your rank if you don't keep people watching. So hopefully you got some value from this video, and if you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Also, drop me a comment down below letting me know if this information was valuable. And with that being said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.